Welcome to Off the Rails, and we're going to be looking forward to Saturday's action at Sunderland, the William Hill Grand Prix and the William Hill Classic, of course. And, well, there are two competitions to absolutely savour. Now, let's have a look at the anti-post for the William Hill Classic first of all. And here we can see Come To Pass, so impressive. Jim Crack, of course, 5-1. Dorota's Hooligan, if you like, from the Wonder Litter, 5-1. Droopy's Country at 6s. Turbo 12s. New in Shadow 12s. Roxhome Scolari is 12-1. These are the sponsors' prices, William Hill. Ballymac Claws, Kelly Macari's got a wonderful record, including in this competition. 14-1. Montine Whiskers, 16-1, bar those. But of course, couldn't properly be off the rails on my own. I'm very pleased to say Dave's here. Hello, Dave.
Hello. Looking forward to Saturday night's action, the Classic and the Grand Prix. That meeting is one of the best of the year. You know, the 6 heats of each competition. You know, top class. And
they go 3 Grand Prix, 3 Classic, 3 Grand Prix, 3 Classic. Dave.
Yeah, really looking forward to it.
Excellent stuff. Right, let's look forward to the Classic. We're going to preview first of all and look at the first heat, and well, we can see here it's a pretty tough one, isn't it? We have got last year's champ Roxhome Scolari in here. I tell you what, can we have a look back at that victory? I think we can.
The William Hill Classic final, £25,000 for the winner. Here comes the hare. Favourites in one, Toolmaker Scott for the Irish, and Robert Gleeson. Away they go. He's got a decent start. Southfield jock alongside Roxhome Scolari. He's pacing up right through the centre. And Roxhome Scolari will lead round here as one moves off the bend slightly. Toolmaker Scott, 6 off in chase. Kulavani Rebel. But the lead with Roxhome Scolari. A length and a half up from Kulavani Rebel in behind. There's trouble in behind. As they go round the final bend. Mark Keithley's on the fencing here, cheering him home. Roxhome Scolari's going to win by 2.5 lengths. He wins the William Hill Classic final. Goes on to beat 6 in second. Kulavani Rebel. Looks as though Toolmaker Scott crossed the line in third. Mark Keithley overjoyed by the win there of Roxhome Scolari, who trapped out really well, showed the pace up towards the first bend to win the William Hill Classic final right up the centre of the track and returned at 8-1.
Yeah, Roxhome Scolari, brilliant at 8-1. Haley and the Dream Boys. Lightly raced though, Dave?
Yeah, obviously had his problems. Just the 15 starts. He's in November 13. Last sighted back in June, beaten by a Sidarian Bullet. But a good trial, 27.30 on the comeback trial. And what a warm first heat that is. I'm just going to side with New in Shadow out wide with Charlie Lister. It was a little bit unlucky first round of the Derby.
Okay, thanks for that then. And now we're going to move on to heat number 2. Obviously got the outright prices there, as you can see. Kevin Boone's got a knockout spring who really does feel the absolute world of. Hades Flyer though goes here for Charlie Lister. We can have a look at Hades Flyer, finishing second. This was at Doncaster to a Quivers Carry from Trap 1, beating odds on here, Dave.
Yeah, justified favouritism prior to that back on the 24th of May, clocking 27.35. This was a fair effort, 2.18 split. I mean, the 4.50 identical trip, but chalk and cheese really, the 4.50 at Donny and the 4.50 at Sunderland. He won a long run to the corner, and that's probably going to suit Hades Flyer. And again, a good trial, 5.03 split, 27.42 in preparation for this competition. As you say, he's going to have to hold knockhard spring, bags of early speed, as there is in every heat here, but yeah, I'm just going to side with Hades Fly, lightly raced type, and in good hands with that man, Mr. Lister.
Yeah, Knockout Spring ran into one at Romford last time, day for gold, that's for sure. Moving on to heat number 3, Kevin Boone's got another runner here, Shane Boy Freddie. Robert Gleeson has got an interesting runner in Toolmaker Obama. Kelly has said he obviously does well at this Ballymac Clause. The one we're going to have a look at though, very short in the outright, you can see Droopy's Country for Angela Harrison. This is the WilliamHill.com stakes. Beating Gina's Lad and Shell Carter from 5.
Trapping has always been the problem of Droopy's Country. When he times it right, he's top class. Son of Aero Majestic, Droopy's Coast, August 14, owned by the Connon family. Big supporters of the sport. And As I say, he's as fast as anything to the corner. His undoing can be how he traps, but he's had a good few looks at Sunderland now. 2 wins in trial stakes and a good trial as well, 4.95. 26.76 calculated time in a trial as well, which is about as quick as you'll ever see over the 450 at Sunderland. Obviously, Gina's lad who won a big graded competition up at Newcastle, got the early speed as well, but got to be with 6 Droopy's Country. If he traps right, he'll be tough to beat.
Yeah, certainly will be. Right, let's move on to Heat 4. We've got another one of the big guns here, Come to Pass, who was very impressive, of course, when winning the Jim Crack final. We're going to be able to have a look at that. Here's Come to Pass.
Jim Crack final, £8,000 to the winner. 5 railers here. Who's going to get the run when it matters? Away they go, running up towards the first bend. 5 dive left straight away as they go up towards the turn. Come to Pass has got the speed to lead round. The Irish Challenger goes on. Stumbling was the other Billy, but got round in second. After these comes 4. That's Barricane Jack, but streaking clear. The favourite Come to Pass has put the speed to the race. Led at the first bend, and there's nothing going to catch Come to Pass, who's a 6-length leader off the final bend. An emphatic winner. He came across the Irish Sea. He has come and conquered the British runners here. It's Come to Pass who wins for Peter Cronin, who wins the Betfred Jim Crack final in style.
Yeah, I should, Coco, and they highlighted the William Hill Classic immediately after winning that race, and no thought about going to Toaster, that's for sure. Come to Pass, he's a big boy, and what we saw there at Kingsley got better throughout the competitions, the 3 rounds.
Yeah, for me, I don't think red's going to be his box. We saw there move out the boxes from trap 2. He was sort of middle to wide on the straights. Railed the bends, as most dogs do at Kingsley. Be interesting to see how he gets on in the red jacket. In terms of this heat, I'd be looking to be against him with perhaps Bubbly Turbo, so impressive in the 8-dog race at Toaster Derby final night. And I wouldn't rule out Corin Boy Shane as well, who's got some really good lines of form in the book and would be the one to take advantage of any trouble on the inside. Big runner, that Corin Boy Shane at a price.
OK, I've got to say, as soon as the betting came out, I bet Come to Pass very early on. Right, let's move on to Heat 5, and very, very competitive, as we can see here. Obviously, familiar names here as well. Seamus Carhill's got the other bear running from trap 6. Parker's Dynamite is the shortest price of the runners that we can see there. But we're going to have a look at Carol Grasso's Idle Talco, we know well here on RPG TV, winning a Doncaster final very impressively from trap 6, beating Thelsberg Pluto and Pinpoint Paolo. Yeah,
very versatile sort is our Idle Talker. It's been running really well at Doncaster, just loving the long back straight there, and that's exactly what you're going to get at Sunderland as well. Long run to the corner, but a long back straight as well over the 450. Parker's Dynamite's a really interesting sort. Won a heat of a competition over 400 metres at Romford, come unstuck in the final. As I said, I don't think the 400 metres suit. A stiffer 4 bends such as this 450 will suit, and yeah, by virtue of being on the inside, I think one's a big runner there.
OK, thanks for that, Dave. Let's move on to the 6th and final heat. And Doris's Hooligan, very, very short here for Charlie Lister, who we've seen a lot of, obviously, at Doncaster. Pretty tough heat, though. It's not going to be easy. Doris's Del Mar, Kev Hutton got a runner there on the inside. Rachel Wheeler, Moon Team Whiskers over from Ireland. Kevin's got a couple, actually. He's got Droopy Zaza in there as well. But, as I say, we've seen a bit of Doris's Hooligan here on RPG TV. Let's have a look within the 483 final from Trap 2, 9-4 on, beating Paradise Beauty and Tricky Joe Friday.
Great bunch of lads as well involved in Dorota's Hooligan. The exact same connections as Scottish Derby winner Dorota's Woohoo, Paul Brown, Tony Clark, Jamie Naylor and Luke Thornley. I think the world of this lad, and you know the 500 metres at Toaster might have been beyond him. They swerved that in sort of with this competition and perhaps the East Anglian Derby as well at Yarmouth. A sharper 4 bends than the 500 metres at Toaster is going to suit. He's got dazzling early speed, and he's going to be really tough to beat. This Dorota's Hooligan got very, very lively early speed, and he's going to be hard to lead up.
OK, that's all the heats then. And Well, not a duffer amongst them, that's for sure. And you wouldn't expect there to be. I mean, you only have to look at the roll of honour of some of the greyhounds have won this, even just recently. Blonde Slapper, Lockdean, Blanco, Midnight Albert et al. Your selection, Dave?
I'm going to put up two. I'm going to put up New in Shadow and Forest Hooligan. They're both quite near the head of the betting. I'll be keen to take on the Irish runners. I think Sunderland is quite unique when it comes to tracks that the Irish dogs would have encountered. A really long run to the corner and a really long back straight with tight bends as well. And at a push, I'll be with Hooligan, but I really do like New in Shadow as well. I thought he could have gone quite deep in the derby. It's a nice type. He caught the eye when he was with Seamus Cahill. And he looks to have retained that ability now with Charlie Lister.
Yeah, OK, I've got to throw in Come to Pass. I know he's short, but was so impressive at Kingsley. And I do like the way that immediately after that race, they highlighted Sunderland.
Got to have that dazzling early speed. Long run to the corner, one of the longest in the country at Sunderland.
Yeah. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful competition, as will the Grand Prix. Now, let's have a look at the anti-poster prices here. Very open indeed. Dear old Claw and Paddy is there, 11-2. Ruby's Rascal, 6-1. Shellham Delano, 13-2. Thinking of Darcy, 7s. Ruby's Razzle, 15-2. Barricane Toby at 8s. Cuba Libra, 14-1. Droopy's T, 14s. Jetstream Lynx, 14s. Killavani Smash, 20s. Soars above 20s. 80s Vixen, 20, 25-1. Bar. Initial thoughts, Dave?
I'm a big fan of Cuba Libra there, 14-1. Claw and Paddy, we know, is an absolute superstar. Was favourite for the St Ledger last year. And, you know, the connections talking after the Derby campaign that his future lies over 6 bends. The St Ledger, is going to be a big player.
OK, thanks for that. Now let's look through the heats, kicking off with the first heat. We've got the outright prices from the sponsors once more. Shellham Delano, 13-2, pretty short. Should mention, just a quick word from you, Dave, a slight quirk really, only 2 wide seeds in this competition, Gyro Day being one of them.
Yeah, and as I say, the straights are long, but the bends are tight at Sunderland, and the draw and the run into the first bend over the 640 could prove crucial. It's quite a long run for a 6-bend race, but as you say, the draw could be massive. I mean, who's to say we won't have an all-railer final, which could get messy. So that's why I wouldn't be looking to take anything too short early on. Let's have a look at Shellham Delano then, winning over the 640 at Sunderland, track and trip as it were. Even money favourite on this day from Trap 5, beat Timwell Dinny and Kawasaki Jan. Yeah, it doesn't do anything too flashy early on, Shellham Delano, but providing he gets around those first couple of bends unscathed, he's really strong over 6 bends. I did wonder whether connections would tour with the idea of stepping him up to 8 bends this year. Now he's got another sort of season into him and he's matured as a dog. From halfway, he's a monster. There's no two ways about that. You'll see that here. He switches to the inside, gets up the inside of that 5th bend and then just powers clear, coming home 4.5. Clear for Angela Harrison, and a kennel to be feared. You know, and I think they think a hell of a lot of Shellham Delano, and as I say, in a clean run race, he's a handful. It certainly is. So there you can see Dave smelling the virtues of Shellham Delano. Let's move on to heat number 2. And well, we're talking about the big names. Look, Ruby's Rascal, 6-1. Cuba Libra, of course. Dave just gave us his outright selection. We've got Droopy's T for Robert Gleeson coming over from Ireland. Interesting as well. But let's go back to the Derby. Heat 1, Ruby's Rascal for the champ from Trap 3, beating Russelina Reggie from 2 and Carlo Turbo from 1.
Gates lift and away we go. Good start from 6 on the outside. Likewise, 1 up the inner. Carlo Turbo leads in this first corner now from 6. Then comes 2, 3, 4 and 5. Off the second bend they spin now though. Still Trap 1 up the inside. Carlo Turbo for Team Cahill that leads. Got 2 for company. 3 not far away now either. Then comes 6, 4 and 5 towards the third bend now though. Still Trap 1 hanging on grimly up front. Moves off a little bit. Opens the door for Trap 3 to lead down this far side now. Ruby's Rascal hits the front running and pulls clear by a good 2 lengths now from 2 into second place. Russelina Reggie. Then comes 1 trying to battle on Carlo Turbo. Then 4, 6 and 5. Approaching the final corner now though, they're well strung out. It's Trap 3, Ruby's Rascal at the head of affairs, leads by 3 lengths from 2, Russelina Reggie off this final bend, but surely it's all about Trap 3 from here on in. Ruby's Rascal lands this, 2 second, 1 back in third, 3, 2, 1. Race number 3, a win for Ruby's Rascal.
Yeah, Ruby's Rascal, we obviously know well, Dave.
Oh, classy salt, St Ledger, Yorkshire St Ledger winner. Great North run as well. A real champion over 6 bends for Mark Wallace and owner John Clark. Didn't work out for him in the final of that competition, but that was a very, very impressive performance. An awkward draw. I think Incredible Flyer will be coming over to the rail, so it'll need to tread carefully early on. I've already sort of shown my hand a little bit. I'm a big fan of Cuba Libre. Just the 18 starts for Pat Rosney, I think, is destined for good things, potentially great things over 6 bends.
Great to see Robert Gleeson over here with a Drew Peace T as well. Moving on to Heat 3. And the shortest price runner here is Barricane Tommy. Again, we've seen a lot of on RPG TV. Just had the 6 starts, but won 4 of them. Stepping up in trip, you would think would have to suit, certainly on when you see victories like this. This is one of those maiden stayers finals, Friday night maiden stayers finals. Barricane Tommy from 3, beat Burgess Sugar Ray from 1, and Boto Noah Lad from 6.
Yeah, I think I might have said that Burgess Sugar Ray has come out and franked the form. Won at Harlow earlier in the week in impressive fashion as well. And Barricane Tommy, to be fair to him, it did open up nice, but once the gaps appeared, he took off and showed his class. And I think you're right in what you're saying, Jason, that the step up from 5.75 to 6.40 is going to suit him and Patrick Jansen's charge, owned by Evan Herbert, who's a massive, massive supporter of the game. I think they're going to have a lot of fun with Barricane Tommy. He's got a tricky draw, he's got pace inside him. Gilo Bullet might edge off from an inside draw. Looks to be between those two, and I just fancy whoever gets off the front in that race will probably go on and do the business. I might just side with Gilo Bullet there, just by virtue of being on the inside.
The Cat 1 trainer, Cole Perry, winning trainer, of course. Right, let's move on to Heat 4 then. Ruby's Razzle immediately catches the eye, 15-2. TJ's Apache, Bluebird's brother, 25-1. We're going to have a look at Ruby's Razzle, Tiger Loans Company Gold Cup from Trap 2. This was over 5.92, beating a Cooladary Lid from 1, and Astute Missile, who's, yeah, I'll say it, franked the form from 4.
Indeed, yes, Derby winner in attendance here, but Ruby's Razzle gets off the front. And then she just keeps pulling. You know, she's a likeable sort for Mark. I think they've had this competition targeted for some time now. Mark's had great success down the years with it. Blonde Fletch, I think, being one. You know, just a hometown honey, I think, dead heated a couple of years ago as well. So the kennel know exactly what it takes to win this Grand Prix. It's big money up for grabs. She's been wrapped up in cotton wool for a tilt at this competition, and she's going to go close. The draw's been kind to her. I think she's going to be looking for the inside. She's got Trap 1, and it will be catch me if you can stuff, I think, in this heat, and I don't think they will. Yep,
dead heat, your hometown honey with Kawasaki Lily a few years back, 2013. Right, moving on then to heat number 5. And where we can see, thinking of Darcy, is obviously the big player as far as the anti-post market is concerned. We're going to see winning the British bred St Ledger, first heater of that anyway, from Trap 5, beats Who Needs Charity from 2 and Willie Santos from 6.
Yeah, hit the front of the second bend and just pulled further and further clear. Was reeled in by inch forward in the final. That was over 6.42. This is 6.40. I think the 6.40 at Sunderland is a little bit easier to get than the 6.42 at Central Park as well. Showed up well in the British bred competition over 4 bends at Toaster. 13-8 favourite, won the heat. Even money favourite, won the final. It's going to be a big runner. Akon Ruby will be looking for the inside out of Trap 4. And if he can prove that he can handle boxes 5 and 6, we've already spoke about the lack of seeded runners here, he's going to be a big player because he's got that early pace. Paul Young's 2, Mustang Golden, 2 runners as well. Very interesting runner in Trap 1, soars above for Barry Draper. 3 wins already, 2 seconds from the 6 starts. Has been backed like defeat is out of the question last couple of starts and justified those. A real unknown quantity, one to look out for, soars above.
Very interesting indeed. Right, moving on to the final heat. But look at this, we've got the great Cloran Paddy going here. Star Sports Derby Stayers, the second heater from Trap 4, beating Bornham Indy in 1 and Collins Peace from 3.
And away they go, and it's a great start from 3. Collins Peace leads up early for the locals. 6, Coulivanny Bear is next. After these, you can see a little bit of headway being made by Cloran Paddy, but ahead of it is also Greg's Lock. So as they come into the straight first time round, 3, Collins Peace in front from Greg's Lock, racing in second place. Having to check there was Greg's Lock, and checks out wide. After these comes 6, Coulivanny Bear, who's making progress. Cloran Paddy under pressure at the moment, beginning to make its move now as they come into the second last bend. One's also there as well, Mindy coming through late and fast as they come around the last 2 bends, and it's Cloran Paddy who hits the front, but immediately pounced upon by Mindy as they race up towards Winline. Cloran Paddy's got this sewn up now by a length and a half from Mindy in second place. Over the line in third was Collins Peace. I'm afraid Trap 2, Sober Cindy, was injured during the course of that race, but it's success to Cloran Paddy, and Charlie Lister goes on to win here for the Star Sports Derby Stayers Heat 2.
Class.
Oh, he's a champion. Absolute champion. You don't get to Derby finals over 4 bends and then St Ledger finals over 6 bends without being a champion. He's lightly raced, Cloran Paddy, and he's going to be the one to beat. There's no 2 ways about that. It'll be a very warm order for that heat. And as we've already mentioned, he's his favourite in the outright betting as well. The one to beat, but I'm looking a little bit further afield for a bit of value against him.
Yeah, Cuba Libre, you said?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Pat Rosney's Cuba Libre, real unknown quantity, and good draw to work from in Heat 2, and looking forward to it. Racing's going to be phenomenal Saturday night, incredible.
Yeah, and Annalise Thompson, who was on the show, got a swift Hansel. Certainly wish him the best. She said though she keeps getting beaten by Charlie Lister in races and in with Cloran Paddy.
Yeah, the one and only. So yeah, but I mean, I'm just excited to see how some of these dogs take to Sunderland. 1 or 2 just only the trial really, and some not even a trial. So looking forward to it. Massive betting medium as well. So get involved.
Yeah, do get involved. Cheers, Dave, and we'll be covering it, of course, here on RPG TV. And better than that, JK will be in attendance. So really looking forward to the Classic and the Grand Prix. We have been off the rails. Join us tomorrow.
Bet365.com, Betfair, Betfred, Coral, Ladbrokes, Totepool, Unibet and William Hill bring you Racing Post Greyhound TV.